Hi everyone, I am Onika from Onika the Traveler. As some of you may know, I have been traveling for a really long time and writing about travel for equally as long. I've been to a lot of places. I have been an expat. I've lived in Mexico, Hong Kong, France, England. One of the questions that I get most often in my inbox is a question from other Black travelers about what it's like to travel while Black. Now listen, before you get all up in your feelings, traveling while Black is different. There are certain things that I realize that as a Black traveler in particular, you can come to expect. So here are the 5 things that you can expect when you travel while Black. Number 1, stares and unsolicited touching. Who are they looking at? One of the things that you have to realize is that there are many places in the world where local people have just not ever seen Black people. So one thing you probably need to get used to are the stares. People are fascinated by the color of our skin. They're fascinated by the way that we look. They're fascinated by our hair. And that's completely cool. Now, a lot of these stares, at least in my experience, have been very positive. I actually just use them as a vehicle to talk to local people. I mean, I think it's really fun. The touching is a different story though. I traveled a lot within China. I had people like reaching out to me and like touching my skin without my permission, and as a germaphobe, that really creeped me out. And I think you should let people know that it's not okay to touch you like that without your express permission. But at the same time, when you yourself travel, you have to admit that you yourself are traveling because you are curious about other cultures. So likewise, when you go to a place where there are not a lot of Black people, it follows then that local people are going to be curious about you. 2, having your picture taken. Say cheese! As a Black traveler, you will go to places, once again, where there are not a lot of people like you. So as a result, you can expect to have your picture taken. You can only hope that people will ask you to immortalize your image, but if they don't, you're perfectly within your rights to go up to them and say that that's not cool and you want the picture erased. Most of the time I don't care, but if I feel as though I'm being approached disrespectfully, or if I feel as though somebody's treating me as though I'm some sort of museum exhibit, or as though I'm some sort of animal in the zoo, then I won't let them take my picture, especially if they haven't asked for it. Number 3, at some point during your travels, you will be compared to a random Black celebrity. And likewise, you'll be treated as though you're some sort of celebrity, even if you don't look like them. This is one of the most positive aspects of traveling while Black, in my opinion. Some of my Black friends have been compared to Serena Williams and Beyonce, Jordan, or Shaquille O'Neal. In Thailand and Cambodia, I was called Michelle Obama. I'd like to think it's because of my guns. I think that people are just trying to connect with you in some way, and therefore they pull out any random Black person they can that they think you will be flattered by. Number 4, microaggressions and stereotypes, often from other travelers who are not Black. Oh my God, like your hair, like how do you wash it? My what? My hair? Yeah, your hair is like so, how do you wash it? With shampoo and water and vigorous scrubbing. Alas, not all travelers are culturally sensitive. But sometimes I would get these really random, like microaggressive or stereotypical statements. I would get people asking me, well, where are you really from? After I already told them 2 times that I was born and raised in Toronto. You used to call me on my cell phone. Or I would get people asking me really random questions about my hair, or making unsolicited statements about how poorly they dance and how well they think I dance, even though they'd never seen me dance. I would get people asking me about the latest Chris Brown album, or asking me to be the spokesperson about Black issues. And while I definitely think we should recognize everyone's diversity, it's really important to do so, sometimes it can get annoying when people who should really know better ask stupid questions and are fixated on your skin color and assign stereotypes to you or make assumptions about you just because you're Black. So that's something that I've had to deal with. And in talking with other Black travelers, they've also experienced that as well. So it can be uncomfortable and annoying. I understand that a lot of the time stereotypes can be based on reality. I also understand that a lot of the time these comments are coming from a positive place. But at the same time, I just want people to reflect a little bit more before they say dumb stuff. And finally, number 5, straight up racism. Now, I have to preface this by saying that by and large, 99% of my travels have been drama-free, have been racism-free. I have felt welcomed in the places that I've gone to, and race or racial persecution has not been a common experience for me. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention or if I didn't allude to the fact that when you travel while Black, you do leave yourself open to racism or prejudicial sort of situations. When I was in Mexico, I once went to a club with a group of friends. Out of that group, everyone was white except myself and another girl who was Indian or of Indian descent. The people at the door let in all of the white people. And then when they got to us, they said that we couldn't go in. And we were like, why? And they wouldn't provide us with an explanation. And then we had to tell them that we were with these other friends, and the other friends had to come back to the door and say, hey, you're with us. And after a bit of a discussion, we were let in. Something that happens to me, or that's happened to me a few times, is I've been stopped by immigration. So while traveling through airports, I've had immigration officials ask to see my passport when they let everybody else go on through. I don't want to cry out racism, but I think that is better if we have an open dialogue and if we realize that it is an issue, and that traveling while Black, while usually it's fun, there is this sinister undertone that doesn't happen often, but does happen. And I think that we should talk about it. So there is my list of the 5 things that you can experience while traveling while Black. My question to you, fellow Black people, is have you experienced any of these things over the course of your travels? Have you experienced other things that I have not mentioned in this video? And for all you non-Black folk out there, whether you are white or whether you are people of color, have you experienced anything in your travels that's similar, even though you're not Black? So I would love to get your feedback. Do leave me a comment. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please like, comment, and share, and I will catch you later. So, bye!